find something hot.
To go.
I'm Brittany.
And I'm Kendall. We've got the biggest pop culture stories of the day ready
And hot to go.
Yes, that's how we like it. Hot, hot, hot. Too hot to touch. We gonna touch it. Lady Gaga.
Hey.
She's announcing her new album, and it is called Mayhem. Chaotic would be an understatement of the theme. It's a little bit of, do you remember when she was on American Horror Story? It feels like that, like the video, like a lot of flashing lights. It's coming out March 7th.
That's sooner than I thought for the announcement. You know what I mean? Like you'd think that it would be like in 6 months. Nope.
I like a quick turnaround. My memory is only so long, so I kind of appreciate when it's like, it's like in a couple months. Perfect. Love that.
Unlike when we get movie releases, they're like in 2027.
But for a little bit of a teaser coming up on February 2nd, she will air a new music video that will feature one of her singles from the album.
Oh,
during the Grammys.
Yes, I'm sorry. Yes,
That's
during the Grammys.
second there during the Grammys. My favorite piece that I saw in this was the line where she said, "The album started as me facing my fear of returning to pop music and my earliest fans loved. And then when a mirror shatters, you never quite put the pieces back together exactly the same way."
Oh.
So she's trying to go back to the pop music she once did, but when she puts those pieces of the mirror back together, they don't always fit. Like she shattered that mold, now she's putting it back together. And so it's going to be like an ode to that music, but a little darker.
I love.
You know what I feel about Disease.
Yeah.
That was one of my favorite songs of all last year, and I'm super pumped.
But like Paparazzi, I mean, even like something like Love Games, Applause. Well, her first single too, Just Dance, is so good.
Poker Face.
Go back and listen to Just Dance. It's like Just Dance. Like, where is my phone? I lost my, like, all of that is so fun, so core Gaga. And we've gotten away from that, which is great. She did, the whole, not Jolene, but she had the theme of the, the country, the this or that. She's done some really fun stuff. But I miss bubblegum pop, dark Gaga.
I loved Poker Face. And her, when she did her acoustic version afterwards of Poker Face. Queen Gaga. It was so good.
Yeah, like I want some music that we can play in the club in case I accidentally find myself in one. I would like it to be Lady Gaga's new music.
In case she stumbles in one and like whoa, where did I
wake up
here?
Yeah, her Hold My Hand from the Top Gun Maverick soundtrack. I mean, that song was so incredible. So again, if it has a little bit of the flavor of what she's been doing lately, matched with what she used to be with that pop, I think it's going to be a perfect album.
Alejandro.
And we'll get Die With a Smile will also be on this album along with Disease. So the two songs we most recently heard from her.
Okay.
We are ready for it. We are ready for Lady Gaga's album. Again, we're going to get a little sneak peek this Sunday during the Grammys.
A different pop queen.
Yeah.
She released some information, and I just don't know if we care. Katy Perry, she's going back on tour. She has announced that she is doing her 2025 with, that banger of a song that we all loved.
It's a woman's world, and we're lucky to be living in it.
Yeah. So the Chroma Tour is coming out. They're going to be in Minneapolis on, May 15th or 13th, I read. So they'll be here too, Katy and her team. I'm excited for 143, maybe.
No, you don't care.
Let me think about it. No, I'm not at all.
You don't care.
I don't care.
But the nice thing about Katy Perry is she's going to sing her bangers from her other album. Like, if you like Katy Perry, go to this concert. Yes, she's going to mix in some of her new stuff. But, she always gives us what we want. Like, she's going to sing I Kissed a Girl, I Promise You. I mean, the Vanguard Award that she won, it was amazing. She's got such a huge set of music, and she always shows up in ridiculous costumes. The stage sets are amazing. Will I go to it? Unless it falls in my lap, no. They sent us a press box here, and it was like a real
insane.
Yeah, doesn't really. There's ice cream in it. Like, you guys don't send ice cream to a radio station, okay? Like, you don't know when we're gonna get it, so it's not great. Unless these tickets fall in my lap, I'm not going. But I can see.
Oh, you know what, Brittany? I'm upon further review. I'll be singing a hybrid of songs. I feel a total responsibility to my audience to give them that sing-along feeling. I'll be introducing them to a few new ones.
Yeah, no, you're going to
But
be.
also California Girls,
Yes.
Dark Horse, Fireworks, Roar. It's going to be a dance party. And she says, please wear sensible shoes and stay hydrated.
That's what I'm saying. Is I know Katy Perry knows what we want, especially after she did that big award, that Vanguard Award. Her music, Roar, is so good. Like, there's so many, like, and you know she's going to do all of her hits. Her, like I said, her costumes, her set design. It's going to be worth going to if you like Katy Perry. If you love, you're going to go anyways. So it's not something I'm going to put aside a big old chunk of money for me to go to. But if I would go to this, I would dance very hard. I would wear tennis shoes.
And I do feel like I feel like she felt the need to say, oh,
Yeah.
it's going to be a dance party. I'm going to have my old ones because this new album isn't good.
It's and the numbers show that. She would have to be delusional, which a lot of artists are, right? They tour with their new album. She would have to be delusional to lean into the 143.
Luckily, she wasn't delusional enough to think it was going to be a stadium tour, because it certainly wasn't. There were a lot of rumors when she was watching on and seeing and being at Taylor Swift's show that she was like, oh, this is what I'm going to do next year. I'm going to drop this banger of an album and I'm going to do this huge stadium tour. Well, these are arenas, so about a third of the size, a little bit small. I mean, but it's Target centers where she'll be at. So sell that out and again, create a really cool atmosphere in there. It'll be great.
Totally. And, you know, it's hard, right? Because her ego kind of had to take a hit. She literally left American Idol to go. I'm ready to do this big thing. And it's just not that.
It just didn't happen.
No.
It didn't. But I mean, I think I'm with Brittany in that if it falls into my lap.
It's a Tuesday night, if that changes anything for you.
Oh, that makes it rougher.
That's what I thought.
Oh.
Yeah, not only leaving American Idol, but the 24 million or 25 million other reasons that went with being on American Idol.
The easiest, one of the easiest gigs
That's a lot of money.
Ever.
Yeah.
Oof. All right.
Yeah.
The news keeps rolling in about Matt James and Rachel Kirkconnell.
Tell me about this, guys. This is not my world. This is Bachelor world.
Yeah, and the only reason I know anything about it is because of my lovely wife and because of Kendall, of course. But this is the story we got last week where Matt James, or a couple of weeks ago now at this point, but that was when Matt James put out that post on Instagram basically saying like, will God give me the strength to make it through this trying time where me and Rachel are separating and going our separate ways. This is a couple that, from how it was described to me, this is one of the favorite relationships for Bachelor Nation. Like, people loved these two from a very iconic season of The Bachelor. And then we found out, we never actually heard from Rachel. She liked a couple of Instagram posts.
And like comments
About his post. So he had the post about, Father God, give Rachel and I strength, or give us strength to mend our broken hearts. And then it went on about giving us peace, about our decision to end our relationship that transcends worldly understanding. Well, apparently one of the people that didn't understand it was Rachel, because according to her sister, she had no idea this was dropping.
No.
So her sister had commented on it. And Rachel has liked comments about it. Rachel has yet to speak about it until now. Because over the weekend, I think this was Friday, Dumois put out a post saying, hey, this is from a completely anonymous source, but we saw Matt James and Rachel Kirkconnell walking down the street together. So an anonymous source reached out to Dumois, one of our blind item sources, and said, hey, just so you know, take this how you may. They're together right now, at least physically.
Yeah.
To which, for the first time ever, she did comment on that Instagram post and just said, wasn't me, LOL. So that's the only words we've actually heard from her in this whole situation.
You guys, imagine a situation where you are pretty much either engaged to be engaged or you're engaged.
You're engaged to be engaged.
Or you're engaged. And you find out about your breakup and the strength to go on, like asking God for the strength as we separate. And that's how you find out.
Unreal.
It's so crazy. It's also so cringe because you go, okay, but like before you go tell Instagram and this God, like you want to ask for help from, maybe reach out to Rachel. Like, am I crazy?
It's so wild. And you go, it is so clear in this post and how she chose to comment on this specific thing.
Yeah.
That this was like the blood boil over moment
Yeah.
where you go, all right, I can't anymore. Like,
can't
my
say
blood is
anything.
boiling. He may have been with somebody else. there may have been some infidelity here because the way that she liked certain other posts about her, I think a lot of them basically said like, hey guys, give her space because it seems like something that maybe she doesn't even know what's going on. Those are the posts that she was liking before Matt James turned off the comments. And the fact that somebody's like, oh, he was with a girl and he was with Rachel. And she's like, it wasn't me. Hint, hint. Like, it's not me.
I'm so petty. I would have commented for sure. I've had people comment like, I can't listen to her voice. And I'll write, me neither. I can't listen to my own voice either. So I can't even imagine the strength it takes to like hold in not saying something as this all plays out on your Instagram feed.
I know. Well,
now, her sister did say something because I mentioned Trinity Kirkconnell. Her sister weighed in on a TikTok comment or TikTok that was posted out there. And she said they were still together when he was posting all of that, just to give you some perspective on the timeline of things. So her sister also just confirming what we thought, where she absolutely had no idea.
Oh. Yeah, there were rumors that, so if you remember when you go back to the story of this, how at this point, Matt James had picked her. We didn't know this. The Bachelor was still airing live, but in real time, they were already together, right? Then it comes out these things of her past where she had liked a couple of photos with people with Confederate flags in the back, or she'd gone to this antebellum party. So this was all kind of happening at once. This is when Chris Harrison ended up losing his job because of his defense of her. And since then, they figured it out. But while they were figuring it out, they broke up again after having this united front because she has alluded to the fact that he was seeing someone else. That he, like, during all this, she thought they were still together and he was seeing somebody on the side in New York City. He has said, well, yeah, we were broken up. I started seeing other people. You really hurt me. So there was a lot of back and forth even at that time that maybe he was seeing other people. So it wouldn't be surprising to me that if he already had it in his mind that they were going to break up and she was like, well, maybe we aren't, that he'd be like, well, I already got somebody over at the house.
Yeah, this guy sounds needy. Like, if you can't go the small amount of time it takes between saying that you're my one and only between when this airs, she dodged a bullet.
Well, I think that at the time when they broke up, it did make sense to people, right? Because you're like, oh, he didn't know any of this stuff about her. Like, she could all just be pulling everything, like blinding him out because they're on this show and he has no idea about her past. But I think that now that they've been together, to your point, it's like you can't put out on social media one day how like this is the love of my life and then the very next post about how you need God to give you the strength and have her not be a part of it in any way, shape, or form. Like, it's very confusing.
I would burn that bridge so hard the moment somebody and I was in a relationship is putting out anything like that. What? Even like, what? Like, that just doesn't, it blows my mind that is what he thinks is an appropriate response to whatever is happening.
It's wild. It's wild.
They're wild for that.
There's this theory going around on the internet. As you guys know, Angelina Jolie was snubbed for an Oscar. She portrayed in the movie Maria. She sang for the first time in her life to do this part. Not only singing, she learned opera. She went and did the media tours for this. And a lot of people who are insiders are like, she hasn't really picked up an acting part in almost a decade. She hasn't done a tour about an acting part even in really a long time. Like, this was one that she really thought she had, that she should at least be nominated for an Academy Award. She was nominated earlier, of course, during the Golden Globes, but she was not nominated at the SAG Awards or at the Academy of Motion Pictures. So people are, kind of trying to figure out, like, why could it have been that she didn't? Because she seemed like such a shoo-in. And there are some insiders that are thinking it has to do with her ex-husband, Brad Pitt. They're saying it just shows that Hollywood is Team Brad. The Globe showed that the foreign press loves her, but that's not Hollywood. Nobody was going to go against Brad and give Angelina a vote. People just love Brad.
Listen, there was a freaking tweet that came out this weekend that like ruined my weekend.
I knew you'd love this because of that tweet.
And it was just goes to show they've got Angelina. Page 6 wrote, Angelina puts on a brave face as she goes grocery shopping with her kids. Then, in the same like 24-hour span prior to that, Brad Pitt enters the freaking world wearing a bucket hat. And TMZ, this is the freaking headline TMZ put out. Brad Pitt was spotted for the first time since finalizing his divorce from Angelina Jolie. And as per usual, he looked effortlessly cool AF. And this man looks disheveled. Mm-hmm. This man is in a bucket hat. Mm-hmm. This man has facial hair on all sports. Like, what do you mean? So wait, since she's going to the grocery store with her kid, she's devastated, distraught, in pieces. And this man who is weird, and again, you are usually not in a great place when you're wearing a bucket hat. I would know. I've had bucket hat days. And the idea that translates to effortlessly cool AF? TMZ, do better, be better.
No. I just think, too, it's wild that the idea is that Hollywood is behind this, that nobody likes her. But then at the same time, I'm like, I don't know. Is there validity to that? Because he's still getting great roles. He's still invited to everything.
Kendall, this has been a 10-year thing. People love Brad Pitt.
And let's not forget one of the reasons why Plan B Entertainment, like his production company, 12 Years a Slave, Moneyball, Moonlight, Troy, The Big Short, The Departed, like he is behind some of the biggest, most successful movies of all time. So the biggest, most influential people in Hollywood are going to be Team Brad.
And what did Angelina do? Angelina said, I actually have to make my bubble smaller.
Yep.
I'm going to retreat back into my family. And Hollywood doesn't like that. Nope. Hollywood wants her to be out and about. They're annoyed that she doesn't do the press tours, that she doesn't go on the talk shows, that she doesn't at the things. She's not cashing in on any celebrity. That doesn't make them money. Mm-hmm. So to her, she's the annoying one and he's the one who'll play ball. Well, she's the one who's also taking care of the whole family.
Yeah.
I'm so curious. I'm curious what people think. If you are watching this on YouTube, put in the comments. Like, do you think it's because of her acting? Or do you think it's because that they don't want to touch anybody who has a negative connotation with Brad Pitt?
And it's hard, right? Because none of us have seen Maria. Like, I think it's hard to go into that and go, just because you come back doesn't mean you automatically are shoe-in for things. So I think, like, that would be good homework for us is to really, like, go watch it. Mm-hmm. But I will tell you this, is Brad Pitt is Hollywood's golden child. Like, they love that man. He literally has his children just dropping his last name. Mm-hmm. And, like, I'm not saying that's the end of the world. Things happen, right?
Right.
But it's never been acknowledged. Nobody cares. Nobody asks him questions. Nobody's ever asked him a question in public. What's your relationship with your kid? Which is crazy because I've seen a million interviews with women who have had to walk away from their families. And like, I'm not saying there's a right or wrong. Like sometimes this happens, but they have been questioned by everyone about it.
Mm-hmm. If the roles were reversed.
Oh, yeah.
She would be not only not in movies and getting movies, but she would be you would never have heard of her. She'd be so buried at this point. If her kids even were like, oh, we just like to hang out with dad more.
Yeah.
Insane. I don't know. There might be something to it.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. I mean, in that same, like, everybody's looking at this couple as they separate. We've got Jennifer Lopez. Mm-hmm. She's looking to make a little bit of an investment.
Mm-hmm. She said, where's Ben living? I'm just kidding, but like maybe not. She's looking at a house in Brentwood. It's $20 million. Not a lot when you sell your house for what, 62 or something like that. And it's real close to ex-husband Ben Affleck. It's actually in the same neighborhood. Very close to where Ben Affleck currently lives. He bought his place, I believe, right before the wildfires. She looked at this place right before the wildfires, and now her only concern is just air quality, but that she was like ready to put money down. And to me, all I can think is like, I would never want to be, if I had that kind of money, those kind of resources, I could live anywhere in the world. I get that you want to be in LA, you want to be close to like where your business is.
Yeah.
But to buy a house very close in the same neighborhood as your ex?
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
But hear me out. It's LA. Nobody's walking around. Unless you're like get into a car accident with Ben, you're not going to see him out walking around ever. You're not going to be, and there's only so many neighborhoods that have the protection she needs and the price point that she wants that is going to be sufficed in still central LA-esque. So, like, I kind of get it because they're not going to run into each other.
But will they?
No, they won't. Like, the LA is not a walkable city at all.
I mean, no, LA is not, but I'm like, if they're really that close in a neighborhood, what if we find out he's a street over? Like, then you are real close to your ex.
They're both like gated security. Like, you're not going to run into each other. They might as well, LA and like, and Brentwood and all that stuff, you might as well be a country away.
Let me grab my tinfoil hat, if you will, because
Please.
one thing that Jennifer Lopez is very, very good at is shopping for homes she never buys.
That's true.
Because this is absolutely a play that she has done in the past where it's like, oh, she's looking at this $40 million mansion to buy. Oh, they're looking at this mansion to buy.
The New York one was a big one.
So many times. This is a play she's done so many times where she's like, oh, she's a real estate mogul. She's going to go ahead and look at all these different places and then invite TMZ or let them know or leak to TMZ. Let's not forget TMZ and her. Very, very tight.
Yeah.
There's never been a bad article written. So again, I don't know if this specifically it wasn't from TMZ, but just the idea that she has the easy little text over to those people to let them know, hey, this is what I've been up to lately.
It was TMZ, by the way.
Of course it was. Yeah.
I lived 2 blocks away from my ex when I moved out of his house in Bryn Mawr, and I still wanted to live in Bryn Mawr. I think I saw him twice. Like, and like Bryn Mawr is super walkable, and like you would think you would see him more. But I don't think you would run into your ex that much, especially in LA.
I just would not. If I had any idea that the person that I specifically put date of separation as the 2-year anniversary of our wedding, just to be like, stick it in. Like, I hate him so much. There is no way in hell I would want to be in the same zip code. I'd be like, no, I don't even want to be associated with you. I don't want anybody to think I want anything to do with you. No.
And that's how I know you're not like J-Lo, because she's already gone to lunch with him like 5 times with the kids since making that very much so ceremonial, hey, jab at him. She literally has gone, well, we better go to lunch. We better still bring the kids together. Like Sure,
for the kids. But if I'm going to pick out my house and I have anywhere I could go, nope. I don't care how convenient it is.
They're
nope.
teenage stepkids. They are not calling her mommy. Like,
I mean, if the kids want to hang out and so you're going to go to lunch together so that the kids can hang out, sure. But no, I'm not buying a house near my ex.
Since this story, there's been 3 other TMZ stories about Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez, are you green with envy? The star dazzles out after house hunting in a green dress. Impromptu performance at Sundance from Jennifer Lopez. Jennifer Lopez. Can't keep my eyes off you in the see-through gown. Butt hypnosis at Sundance.
Butt hypnosis.
Those are the last 3 articles that have been posted.
I'm sorry, butt like B-U-T-T?
Yeah, like
yes.
Yeah, like her butt is
like
so
It's
hypnotized.
see-through, so all you could see is her butt, and you were hypnotized by it.
Butt-nosis.
Yes, butt-nosis.
That's amazing. Yeah, there's a lot of things written up about J-Lo, and I don't feel like anyone really has a finger on the pulse of how she's doing. Like, a part of me wants to be like,
how are you doing?
How are you doing? Because she's out here making these interviews talking about falling in love is important. And I'm like, do you really feel that way right now? Like, is that what's going on? I don't know. Those 2. They're the gift that keeps on giving. I know. And like I said, if you're going to divorce anybody, Ben Affleck is the one to do it with.
He's the one.
I know. And maybe J-Lo too. I mean, J-Lo's been really chill about her divorce.
Guys, I've been really pushing today with the My Talkies, which we'll talk about more in about 10 minutes. But I had to talk about how Brad Pitt was the actor of the year this year.
Ben Affleck, yeah.
Excuse me. Yes, Ben Affleck was the actor of the year this year because he was married to J-Lo and had to pretend he was enjoying himself for half the year.
I thought we were going opposite. I thought we were going to say he's acting like he was miserable the whole time when he was happily married to J-Lo.
Oh, no, I didn't go that route.
But either way.
Take it either way.
Either way, great actor. He's like,
this is me now.
I'm so excited to be at the Grammys right now. Shut up.
Move over, Timothy Chalamet.
We ain't got time for you.
We ain't got time for you, Timmy.